my past few videos, you will have seen here or there little pieces of the garage that I've done as I've been making other videos, I think. I actually started this last summer when my dad came to visit from the UK. He very kindly helped me paint this entire place, and that, I think, having almost completed the job, was the hardest part, frankly, especially the ceiling. I had like a stiff shoulder for a couple of days after doing that. But you know, from painting the walls to putting up some pictures here and there to make it a little bit more kind of inviting. Not that I need to invite people into my garage, but you know what I mean. They're kind of, you know, whatever. There's art on the wall, there's pictures of the car on the wall. I'm that vain. And I've done the floor, and I've put in cabinets, and I've put in some lighting, and there are a few things that I still need to do, but I wanted to give you the full tour, so let's go check out all the things, and as ever, I'm really interested in your feedback, so let's go check it out. Let's start with the walls. So they're just plain white, and let's go and take a close look, because a few of you have asked, and I just want to make sure everyone can see. I haven't actually finished the sheetrock wall. All I've done is paint it white. There are loads of people out there I know that have actually taken the time to actually fill in all of these screw heads. Actually, that's not the best view. Let's go this side. Yeah, they've taken the time to fill in all of these screw heads, and there are loads of them all over the walls. But I thought, yeah, you know, if I was going to spend my money and my time, I'd rather spend it on the cabinets and you know, on other stuff for the car. And at the end of the day, it is just a garage, so you know, it's fine. But you know, once you start to see them, you can see that they're sort of all over the place. It was going to take forever, so I didn't bother doing that. So you can still see the seams in the sheetrock if you really look close, but they're essentially, you know, just white walls in a garage. I still have the wooden trim here to finish off. It was wrapped in plastic, and I wanted to check with the people who built the house last year whether or not that was for a specific reason. I don't think so. So ultimately they'll get painted white, but you know, that's just another little finishing job I've got to do. But essentially it's all sort of come together nicely. So the walls were first, as I mentioned. My dad helped me paint that one day last summer. It was really hot. I think we both lost about 10 pounds in water weight just from doing the job. And the hardest bit was the ceiling. Using the really long poles with the roller to get the paint on. I had to do a couple of coats. That was that was pretty painful. So that was done in the summer, and I was all excited about getting it sorted. But then, you know, the holidays come along, and end of year, and work is super busy, that sort of stuff. It all just sort of, it all just hit pause. Until I came across Obsessed Garage a month or so ago and saw the way that Matt and his friends, his guys, had finished his garage and then his shop. And then I saw that he had a Swiss Tracks floor, which is almost identical to Race Deck, and I had that in my previous garage. So being here in the winter, I figured it's time, you know, let's just get the garage done. Now, I can't drive. My mods for the 911 were only going so quickly, waiting for things like airbags and wheels to arrive. So I thought I'd do, I thought I'd just get the garage started. So they're the walls. The floor, I absolutely love this floor. Please let me know what you think. Very similar to what I put in my previous garage. This is from Race Deck, or at least I think the brand is Race Deck, but the company is Snaplock Inc. These come in packs of four tiles. It's called Free Flow XL. So if you see here, good old Minnesota snow is melting and dropping through the cracks in the tiles and is very kindly floating away there down towards the end of the garage and out through under the door. It makes the driveway a little bit of a skating rink, but you know, whatever. So this, I put a video up online the other day showing you how I installed the floor. Only took me a couple of hours to put, you know, sort of 95% of it down. And then my mum, who was visiting last week, she kindly offered to help me do the rest. And we hired a tile cutter from Home Depot, and we went along and we finished all of the edges. So we had to do a lot of trimming here to make the tiles go all the way up to the wall. And you know, I think we've done a good job. My mum's mid-60s, but she is a DIY pro, and her dad, my grandfather, was a carpenter, a joiner. So the two of us picked up a little bit of DIY and sort of stuff from him, but she led the way, and I'm just like ultra impressed by how close we've got it to the wall. Of course, slight miscalculation, I have 8 few alloy colored tiles, and I have 1 extra box of the graphite tiles, this darker stripe here. Racetech Snaplock have kindly offered to send me 8 more tiles in exchange for that box and give me a refund for whatever I didn't use. So I'm going to be doing that trade, but there's only really that corner that I need to worry about over there, and then, you know, like a little piece of corner here, and then I think over here by the bins, the trash cans, just like, you know, another little sort of strip in the corner there. But apart from that, it is all done. And so it's been down for probably a good week and a half now, and we've been coming in and out with both the Cayenne and my wife's Highlander. And you can see that it does get dirty. We have a lot of snow that falls off the car, but you know, I'm really happy to say that it has been melting and it has been flowing underneath the tile. So if I was super obsessed, I think I might take a wet Swiffer or a mop to the floor here and clean it up. I'll probably do that in the spring like I did with my last floor, which is also on a video on my channel if you want to check it out. For now, you know, it's just the winter and it's going to get dirty. We're going to use it a lot, so I'm really not too bothered about it. As you can tell from my lovely Cayenne now, which is absolutely caked in crap, and that needs a good wash. The 911 though is looking pretty clean. I actually gave it a rinseless wash the other day, but that's another story. So there's the flooring, Snaplock Racetech. I tried to tie in the red little squares on the floor, of which there's 1 in the corner over there, 1 here, 1 there, and I think there might be another one over there somewhere maybe. Yeah, in the corner. So I tied the red together with my mechanic stool from ProLift, and then these pictures on the wall, which I took with the one of the last trips with the Minnesota Porsche and Pancakes team. We went to where was it? Oh, the Porsche dealer in St. Paul, and this was just standing inside the shop, looking at what they had on display, and this beautiful red 4S here just caught my eye, and these are just taken with iPhone. I went to canvaspop.com, I think it was called. They had like a, you know, buy one get one 50% off or whatever, and they're you know, pretty big, take up a nice piece of the wall. But I really like that the red on the pictures there tie in with the floor and they tie in with the stool. Now, speaking of art, I want to give a massive shout out to the guy who took these 2 photos here. If you haven't checked out Drew's channel on YouTube, it's called 911 Cooled. He has, I think, it's been a while since I've checked in actually, unfortunately, Drew, I'm sorry, but he has a couple of different 911s. Obviously a big fan of the 911 air-cooled variety, but he also has a water-cooled car. But as well as taking amazing videos and creating amazing content on YouTube and on Instagram, he also sells some of his shots, and you know, you can just get them printed or on canvas. I got these 2 about a year ago on canvas, especially for my garage. And so this is, I believe this is his ride. And then these are 2 that belong to his friends. And these are taken down on Grand Avenue, downtown LA, I think LA. But I really like the way they look here with my cabinets. And like I said, I've been waiting for a whole year to get these put into my garage. And I think they just look fantastic. So thank you very much, Drew. If you saw the knife attack airbag video a few weeks ago, I'm starting to take a few precautions. So first off, I have my lovely former airbag with the knife marks as a piece of art that's going to get mounted at some point, either there or elsewhere on the wall. But safety first, I've got my what's it called, fire extinguisher on the wall, just in case I need it. You know, don't want to tempt fate, but it's there. I also think it looks pretty cool. You know, you have a shop, you have a garage. Most of them have, you know, some kind of fire extinguisher and that sort of safety stuff. So I think that kind of adds to the garage a little bit. Now, my cabinets. These are from overstock.com, from a company called New Age. They're the Bold series. I think there's a Bold series and a Pro series. The Pro are a little bit more expensive. But this Bold series I had in my old garage. I think they look really good. Nice and clean, really sturdy, relatively easy to put together. You know, they come assembled and you either have to fix them to the wall or you have to put a bunch of screws and bolts on the bottom to get the casters and the stands on. But apart from that, you know, it's super easy to put together. Now, I haven't yet emptied out all of the stuff which is hanging at the top of the garage. That's gonna come soon, but the plan is to essentially go through all of the boxes up there and try and put as much of the stuff I have there. I have cleaning products, I have, what have I got? I've got stuff for brakes, I've got caliper kits, I've got heat guns, you know, all the stuff that you collect in garages. I've also got, you know, like salt for the driveway, that sort of stuff. A lot of that is gonna make its way over there into the cabinets, most of which are currently empty. And then up on the left-hand side there, that's just gonna be my all-season tires for the 2 SUVs, or the summer tires and so on. And then on the left-hand side will just be a handful of boxes, hopefully, and then probably the snowblower when it's not, winter time. So, okay, 5 months of the year, it's gonna be up there, but it'll be out of the way. The only thing I can't really figure out to do with is this shop vac. It won't fit in any of the cabinets. It doesn't really have a natural place unless I, stick it on top somewhere, and that won't look good. I mean, maybe I could put it up there as well. I only use it maybe once a month, so that would at least get it off the floor. But right now, the step ladders, which are purposefully there in the corner, and then those two pieces of equipment there, those two pieces will be out of the way, and then the rest of the shop is just all for the cars. I've got a few leftover boxes there of tiles which are going back about the floor. I mentioned that. And then the really annoying thing about our neighborhood is that we're not allowed to keep our recycling and rubbish outside of the house. Like there's nowhere to put it down the side of the house. I'm not allowed to build a temporary structure to put them away in. So they have to go somewhere in the garage. So I figured there in the corner is probably the best place. I can get in and out, no problem. I don't have to look at them and I don't have to smell them. What else did I do? Oh, and then I put in this heater up here from Menards. It's a 7,500 watt electric heater. It runs on a 240 volt connection, so I had to have special power put in. And I also took the liberty of putting in these 4 240 volt outlets there, and then just a regular 120 volt outlet there. Unfortunately, I didn't think that one through very well. That one was intended to go below the window. Now, unfortunately, it's behind the trash. So that's pretty annoying. But that's really it. Now, what about finishing touches? So you can see here in the cabinets that I've got lighting. This was I think it was like a $20 fix from Amazon. I've got a little switch here, which isn't, particularly pretty, but it's sort of out of the way. And the lighting underneath here, they're just two 3-foot LED strips. I'm gonna see if we can see them. Yeah, 2 LED strips that actually click together. There's no wiring involved. They click together, and they just stick on the underside lip here of the cabinet. These lights have been on all day, and it's cold. There is no heat coming from these lights. If I wanted to, I could keep them on all times, I guess. But I think they really, really enhance the cabinets. I might even put a smart switch on so that my Alexa in the corner there can turn them on and off at will. But that's pretty much it. So I've got 4 or 5 more of those LED strips. Now the question is, what else do I need to do? So let's talk about that in the next segment. So just a couple more things that I want to do. I need some more lighting in here. And I have what is hopefully a cost-effective solution. So we see here on the ceiling, I have I've got 3 basic light bulbs, and then I have the light which comes from the 2 garage door openers, one here and one there. And then I have, one of my garage doors has a window which lets in some light during the day, of course. And then I have a window on the side here as well. But it's not super bright. I usually have my wife's modeling, you know, kind of production spotlights that professional photographers use. She's an actress, and she has that sort of stuff for her jobs and actually her own production company. So I kind of borrow those, and they've now been given back. I've been borrowing them for 2 years. So I can't use those anymore. And they're also a pain because you have to have them somewhere in the garage, and I knock them over. And the bulbs for those lights are super expensive, and I've broken them. So they've gone back downstairs. So what am I gonna do? Now, Super Matt over at Obsessed Garage, he's recommended some LED strips which get installed into the ceiling, but it requires some drilling. It might require some time from an electrician. So it's, you know, from a cost point of view, you've got to pay, you know, probably a couple of grand for the fixtures themselves, and then maybe at least $1,000 to get them installed. Maybe let's be nice, let's say half of that, but you're still looking at $2 or $3 to put lighting in your garage. If I have $2 or $3 to spend, I want to spend it on my car or on my kids and my family in reverse order. I hope they're not watching this. I would spend it on my kids and my family first, and then if I had it free, the car. But I don't want to do that with these lights. So what I found, again on Amazon, well, on Google, okay, and on YouTube, and then I bought them from Amazon. They're basically $50 each. They screw into the existing light fixture, and they're supposed to be incredibly bright. So let's take a look at those. Here we go. See if I can pick it up without dropping it. So yeah, the deformable lamp, apparently 8,000 lumens. They're LEDs. They're supposed to be, you know, like 4 or 5 times brighter than a typical light bulb, but there are 3 of them, and you can also push them in different directions. So let's open up the box and see what they look like. But I'm going to do a before and after. And show you guys in another video what they look like. But I'm pretty excited to get these in because hopefully this is a $150 solution for garage lighting instead of spending $2 or $3. And you know, if I was a professional detailer, yeah, I'd probably want something better. But for, you know, a car nerd in his garage just tinkering and messing around, they should be more than adequate. So let's take a little quick look inside the box. So here we go, the deformable light from Amazon. I think they're about $50. They come either with just a regular version or a version that's motion activated, so that when you open up your garage door and if you're coming from the outside, your garage is nice and lit for you to come in. So yeah, let's take a look inside. Yeah, pretty cool. So they're pretty light. The panels here, they're adjustable. They're nice and sort of sturdy. This is actually I think this is actually metal. It might be aluminium, whatever. Do you notice the way I always try and give you the English and the American English versions, even though you all understand what I'm saying? I just can't bring myself to say aluminum. Yeah, so I don't know what they're made of, but it feels like metal. I don't think they're plastic. This piece is plastic. So yeah, here we go. They just it just screws into the light bulb. You can direct the panels, you know, up or down. They don't go side to side, but up or down. And I think I just bought the basic versions. I didn't get the motion activated ones. So hopefully that should be a pretty cost-effective solution for my garage lighting. So that was my my garage tour. Still a few things to do, but I really like how it's coming along. Another garage video will be my before and after for the lighting. I'm really excited to see if this $150 thing is going to fix my my lighting issue here in the garage. Well, it's not really an issue, but you know, giving me better lighting in here. So I'll do a video on that. But the floor getting finished off, easy enough. Painting the trim above the garage door, easy enough. And then I just need to get all the stuff and get my garage drawers organized. And anybody who has an attention to detail and is slightly obsessive compulsive, that's a pretty exciting job to do on a Saturday night, I'll be honest with you. So that's it. Thanks for checking out the garage with me. Thanks again for all your support. Oh, I started an Instagram following the Michael Bath example. My Instagram is auto.amateur. And what I really like about it is that I can share just like regular photos or quick clips that I take every now and again without having to sit down for a couple of hours and create a full-blown YouTube video. So I'm still going to be doing my channel, but I've got loads and loads of content from around the other videos that you've been watching and commenting on that I'd like to share. And you know, going to car shows and just seeing awesome cars. Anyway, whatever. Follow me on Instagram if you're even interested. Auto.amateur. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.